Hello and welcome back to my small little library. Today, because this week, even though we still have spring, the temperatures are really going in like summer directions. It is way too warm for me already. I'm not good with warms. But I thought why not do maybe a little bit of an early summer reads video about books I feel like are great summer reads, because I'm a person, I don't particularly enjoy reading romance, and I feel like a lot of summer recommendations are romance books or contemporary friendships books. So I kind of wanted to do a video from the perspective of somebody who reads more like thrillers, fantasy, sci-fi, horror books, and what my favorite summer reads would be. Um, one early thing to say, I suffer from a lot of allergies. I have the allergy sniffles all summer long, extreme, and I'm really sorry for that. I'm cutting them out where I can, but yeah, if you hear me sniffling, it's because of the allergies that I have, and yeah, I sadly can't change that, and yeah, I'm really sorry about that. So let's start with my books that I would recommend for, a nice summer holiday or an evening in the sun enjoying the weather. The first one for me is kind of a classic, and that is Jurassic. I love Jurassic Park and The Lost World, which are the two main books by Michael Crichton, and then we also have Dragon's Teeth, which is the Western version of these two, pretty much. And yeah, I really enjoy these books. I think when I think about summer, I always remember like adventures, getting out there, the weather being nice, and you're going on an adventure, and it is an adventure book, let's just be honest. I love it. Also, like, islands are a typical summer theme, actually. So yeah, for me, Jurassic Park is a great summer read, though this one you probably won't read in an afternoon, it's a little bit too big for that. But yeah, if you want some adventure and you haven't gotten around to reading the books yet and you like the movies, even though the books and the movies are quite a bit different, go ahead and read it. It's a great adventure, and it's a lot more brutal, I would say, than the films are. So you kind of have to be prepared for that. But yeah, it's still a lot of fun. Then another classic for me, because the movie is also a classic for me during summertime, and that is Howl's Moving Castle. I feel like this book kind of screams spring, summer, just of the themes and topics, and how Sophie is. And yeah, for me, the book, this one is one you can realistically read like in a day on a summer holiday. And it's magic, it's getting you dreaming, it's giving you all of the nice feels you want to have for summer and spring without necessarily being like a big romance book. It's not that there isn't romance in there, though I think it's kind of like relative. But if you know the story, you know what I mean. But I do think the themes and just how Sophie is, the character of Sophie, just screams spring and summer, and it is also a great adventure, I mean, probably most of you know the book and the movie, even though I feel like in the book the characters are all a little bit more harsh than in the movie. But yeah, I feel like this is a really, really great afternoon beach read, in my opinion. Then, because sometimes you only, want to go outside and enjoy the weather for like an hour or something like that. I personally cannot stay out in the sun at all. I'm red as a lobster. If I do, fair-skinned people, we have a problem with the sun. But if you pretty much have like only a really, really short amount of time you want to spend outside, but you do want to enjoy the nice weather outside, I feel like a good way to go is with graphic novel. And I brought 3 of them here. I don't own particularly many. Most of the ones I have read on my tablet, so that would also be an option. But a few I do own physically. 2 I think that are really, really popular is The Watchmen graphic novels, and then Batman, and this one is The Killing Joke Deluxe Edition. These 2 I did really, really enjoy. I think, these obviously have some darker topics, so probably for the older people. But probably not so like, summary from the topics, but I feel like these are good quick read, and a really interesting read, because obviously those have to do with crime and criminals and stuff getting hurt, people getting hurt, and yeah, I mean, if you know The Watchmen and Batman, you obviously know what to expect with these two. Then I have one more that is really good summer reads for when it comes to graphic novels. I didn't love it, but I have my problems with graphic novels. I don't love graphic novels, but you know, if you have only a short time. So yeah, this one here is Skyward Witch Volume 1. It is really nice. I really like the art style of this one, which is why I'm gonna recommend it. And it's pretty much just one day Earth lost its gravity and everything starts floating. And this is pretty much the story of our main character and what she gets up to. And yeah, I've only read volume 1. I'm not interested in continuing the series, but I feel like, you know, these short graphic novels are like a good quick read for in between, you know, if you have an hour or two to enjoy on a sunny afternoon and you just want to sit out and finish something, you know, because I often have the problem where I'm like, okay, I want to read something, but I don't want to start something new, but I'm also not want like to read 50 pages in a book and then have to put it down for who knows how long. So yeah, I think graphic novels are a good go with that one. Then for me, to be honest, summer afternoons are thriller time for me. This one is the first one in the Casey Rice novels. You can pretty much exchange this with every thriller, but I personally do like the Casey Rice novels. And yeah, I personally love the contrast from The Warm Sun and then reading like crime novels where like life's at stake and things happen, and these ones are really science heavy, which I personally do enjoy, really science heavy books. So this is what the Cathy Rice novels are, but obviously there are a lot of other different crime novels out there, thrillers and all of mysteries, for example, are also one. But yeah, for me the contrast is wonderful. So going into summer, I do enjoy a lot of thrillers and mysteries. Then we have the one book that actually has kind of romance in it that is absolutely a summer read, and that is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I absolutely love this book. Sadly, I don't love his other books, but this one, I love it. And yeah, if you don't know what it's about, our main character works for kind of a children's agency, and in the world there are magical children, and they get housed in they're orphanages, really, but they're special orphanages, and he is supposed to go to this orphanage and look at how the children are treated, and whilst he's there, he kind of gets feelings for the guy who is looking after these children, and then the children are also an adventure in itself. So yeah, there's a little bit of romance in here. I love the main characters. I think this one is one of these really, really cute books you have to like, you know. I feel like this one is just one that is really, really likable. The story is really nice. It has a lot of like cute aspects and like aspects where I'm like, oh, that is kind of cute. It's weird, but kind of cute, you know. That is kind of how this novel, I think, portrays best. It's like, it's weird but cute. So yeah, if you do want to go for something more romantic, go with this one. I love it. Also, they live on an island, which is also cool. Because I do love me a good island setting, if I'm honest. Then we have a Stephen King book, which is Joyland. This is the illustrated edition that I have here. They get published by Hard Case Crime. These are pretty much Stephen King's thriller books. And yeah, Joyland is a book about I think it's like a traveling, what are they called in English? A traveling fair, kind of. Like, it's these market where you have attractions like a haunted house, stuff like that, you know, that are only seasonal, and then they, you know, pack everything up and continue on. I don't know what the word in English is, but I might just insert it here so you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, Joyland is the one that is the main place here in the novel, and we have our main character who needs a job over the summer, and to, you know, get him over from school to university, college, whatever. And so he gets a job at Joyland, and then things go wrong from there. And there's actually like a child that died on the haunted house ride, and yeah, they kind of start to unravel what happened there. And to be honest, for me, things like Disneyland and stuff, like amusement parks, that is the word I'm searching for. Amusement parks for me are typically like really, really summer activities. We don't only go in summer, like I personally often go when, you know, the children are in school, so I don't have to deal with the children. But I feel like it's a really summery thing to do. And so yeah, the theme fits really much. Also, it plays around in the summer holiday. And yeah, it's I would say it's a lot of fun, even though the story is kind of also sad at points. But yeah, because there obviously is somebody who died in the park. But I feel like it's a great adventure. Also, to be honest, I love the cover of the book. I have to be honest, the hard case crime books I feel like have great covers. And then we're coming to the last two books, and yeah, one I think is also a great summer read is The Island of Dr. Moreau. If you've read this one, it's not the nicest book. There are really, really bad things happening here, but I feel like if you want to go with an island theme and you don't want to go in the romancy direction or the contemporary direction, I think this is one of the classics, you know, and this is really, really quick read. So this is definitely an afternoon read, quick beach read, whatever you want, with pretty like dark topics, but still really enjoyable. And it is an island setting. And then we have the last kind of topic that I think screams summer, and that is road trippy kind of books. I don't really have a book that is like a pure road trip, but I have this one, Murder Road, where our main couple, they are on their way to a motel where they want to spend their honeymoon, and they do that by car, kind of like road trippy, and they yeah, come to the street where they go the wrong way for some reason, and they pick up a hitchhiker who seems to be hurt and bring her to a hospital, and then the police at the hospital thinks that they killed her because the hitchhiker dies, and so they stay, and instead of having the honeymoon, they kind of, you know, trying to prove they're innocent in a crime that they think they haven't committed, or they haven't committed, you know, they just picked up the hitchhiker. And I think this feels really road trippy because we also have the street where this happens. It's also a well-known backpacker street that goes to a beach where, you know, they spend their time, they backpack back to the cities and stuff like that, which I feel is like a really summery thing to do. So yeah, road trippy books. This one, Murder Road, is a good example. I liked it, didn't love it, kind of neutral to it. It's by Simon St. James. But, you know, just to get a general idea what I think topic-wise works good for summer, yeah, get yourself a road trip book. Maybe ideally read it whilst you're on a road trip, if you do stuff like that. We don't do it that often, so you know, and we tend to listen more to music on road trips. But if you are a road trip reader, go for a road trip book. I think that's the best way. And yeah, these are kind of my examples, what I think of are great summer books. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe leave your favorite summer books and summer topics in the comments down below. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!